hardening its positions in a very critical moments. So if those countries want a ceasefire, and I explained that to them when I'm speaking with European foreign ministers, more than one of them admits it was foolish, it was not constructive to the objective of achieving a ceasefire and a hostage deal. It works the other way around, and they speak with me about internal politics, why they did this or that. But military pressure is effective, but it's not the only game in town. There are other pressures. We are very decisive to achieve our objectives in this war.
Okay. Last question.
We were always ready, and we are ready today to achieve them also in a diplomatic path. But if it is not possible, there is other paths which we will have to use.
Yes, please.
Hello, Eleanor Beardsley with National Public Radio.
From?
National Public Radio in the U.S. Your words are sort of in stark contrast to the apocalyptic scenes we're seeing coming out of Gaza. And I would like to ask, when we see a powerful military talking about Hamas, what is Hamas? I imagine there will be an endless source of young men ready to take up guns to shoot an Israeli soldier. Are you going to keep going until every one of those boys or whatever is killed? What is the plan?
When the United States and its allies during the Second World War achieved the victory, it was not after they killed every German soldier.
Exactly.
So it is after Germany or Japan surrendered. So no, but there was something, some of them were killed, some of them committed suicide. Eventually the state surrendered. So the alternative is very simple. Who will enforce his political will on the other? There's one option, just to end the war, when Hamas in power. Hamas will be very happy. This is why he took these hostages from the first place, in order to enforce his political will. That will be a tragedy also for the Palestinians, not only for Israel. And there is other option that within not only military operation, but military efforts and political efforts, we will enforce our political will. And this is actually, if you are, I would say, blind to the disconnection between the objectives and the positions, all the international community say, we don't see a future for Hamas in Gaza. So it's basically what we see. But how you will achieve it? Is there someone who gives a serious proposal how it will be done, or ready to fight against Israel? No. So it's tough. War is tough. War is not a nice thing. In war you don't see good sights. But this is the war Hamas enforced upon us on October 7th. And is continued to enforce on Israeli and Palestinians by not releasing the hostages. And you can see today sites of Palestinians demonstrating and beg Hamas to get out. Beg Hamas, release the hostages so this war will be end. But there's no discussion about it. Sometimes, for face saving, you can see after, I would say, 300 of harsh words against Israel, a line about releasing the hostages. That's not sufficient. That ain't gonna work. It works the other way.
Thank you.
אין סבב שני של שאלות. כל אחד מקבל פעם אחת אפשרות.
Please, Lav Arkov. Thank you. Wait, Lav, 1 second. Please wait for the mic.
Two parts of the question. First, can you tell us which countries realized that the letter was counterproductive? And second, could you give us an idea what level, what percentage or quantity of aid has been stolen by Hamas, because there's been contradictory reports, and the IDF has released photos and videos, but the question is sort of, can we extrapolate that to be the general situation, or are those just specific incidents?
It's first of all, of course, I cannot quote from close, direct talks with my colleagues. It's not the way diplomacy works, unfortunately. But I heard that during the last days from more than one European foreign minister. Secondly, they steal the aid, as President Trump said yesterday, but it's not the only method. They also sometimes, like making money over the tracks, use it as a financial resource. It became the main financial resource for Hamas during that war. And that's basically why we try to develop something that will give the public directly the aid and not through Hamas, not with gaining on it. Of course, we continue all the time with the traditional problematic distribution of the aid, because we acknowledge the fact that with the GHF operation, we cannot address the whole population. Therefore, from May, basically, there are 2 humanitarian efforts running simultaneously in Gaza Strip. We facilitate both. We don't always have the full cooperation, but during the last days, after I made it clear, among other things in an interview I gave for Politico, that the UN is not distributing, they start to do that. They start to do that before last Sunday, when we began with the Humanitarian Corridors Initiative. They start to do it during the weekend. And the tracks that waited there in the crossings, there were more than 900. Today there are about 600 that's stopping there. So what I want to emphasize, if you look into the facts, and you can go there and see reality on your own eyes, and Kogut and the IDF had facilitated that. Maybe some of you were there during the previous week. We are facilitating the entrance of big numbers. Yesterday, I believe it was 280 or so, and the distribution was much higher because of the humanitarian corridors. So we really make any possible efforts in order to address the needs, and we take risks while doing so. We are fully aware to that, but this is our decision. As you know, there were also some disputes on it, but that's what the Prime Minister decided, and we are implementing that.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. There will not be any more further questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much.